Hello everyone, this is Seth here with Gimp Hero Games, bringing another update over the last 3 weeks of development. It's been a lot of work going on the last few weeks, and I just have not had a chance to uh, pop on and actually drop a video and everything. So I'm trying to get that done now. But yeah, I'll just kind of go over the key changes of everything that's been occurring, and yeah. So here we go. Um, so I got these enemies spawning, and you can see that they're kind of winding up. I've got some basic sound effects and everything in there. Oh, this must be this is an all melee group. So first thing that you'll notice is AI positioning. So you can see that these guys will kind of get in here and start flanking. So they'll kind of take lead from one of the enemies, who is kind of the leader of the group, and then will position themselves around in the most advantageous way. I also added positional based, for melee characters at least, positional based attacks or attack bonuses. So you can see here these guys are attacking and they're trying to get a flanking bonus, and you get the largest flanking bonus, which I think is like 1.75 or 1.5x damage based on enemies being 180 degrees across from each other surrounding the player, and then within 90 degrees of that they'll also get a reduced bonus of like 1.1 or something like that, but it's still a significant amount of extra damage. So that's how melee enemies will kind of behave, and you can also see that as they're swinging they get fatigued, and they'll start I'll just stand here and get my butt kicked. So you can see this guy's getting fatigued, and he's kind of flashing yellow. So that at that point he's vulnerable. So you can start. Oh my god, these sound effects are so loud. You can start kind of attacking him and doing more damage and stuff. So yeah, there we go. All those guys are dead. Yeah, I'm a winner. Alright, then we'll come over here. These guys should probably have some range. And you can see how he's doing this jitter thing. He's winding up a heavy attack. And these other two guys are ranged characters, so we'll bring them down here. And what they'll do is they'll start actually, except this guy's getting stuck on a tree log or something. So these guys will start kind of searching for high ground, and because like the pincer attack for the melee characters, the ranged characters get bonuses for being on high ground. So they'll try to seek it out. Well, of course now I'm. Oh, because these guys are blocking their way. So what's happening is these melee characters are breaking their line of sight. So they're not staying on the hill over there. What they're doing is they're looking for an open position to actually shoot from. So anyway, at least that's what it's supposed to be. So it's a lot of work, but anyway. Enemy AI and positioning, so you guys can kind of see that working a little bit. See. So enemy pods. So these four enemies right here, they're all part of an enemy pod. So what happens is pods will spawn with kind of a basic theme. There's like a Warband theme, Skirmishers, Rabble, and then individual personalities across three axes, which are aggression, cunning, and cohesion. The individuals will spawn based on kind of weights, 0 to 1 float value across these three different axes, and the enemies will end up behaving accordingly. So if you have a high aggression character with low cohesion, you're just going to get a character that's just charging in and attacking no matter what and doesn't really care. Or if you have a high cohesion character, he's going to focus most of his time on trying to position himself or, support his allies in whatever way it might be. So it's pretty interesting, and I'm trying to build this so that way no single combat group will ever feel exactly the same. Like, there will be differences to them, and then I'll end up having nuance between different enemy types and stuff, different race types, if you have orcs or goblins or a pack of wolves or whatever it might be, just as an example. So let's see. Oh, and there will be roles for each one of the individuals within the group or within the pod. There will be like an anchor, which is kind of the leader of the group, and all other enemies will end up kind of taking their cues based off of the anchor. Flankers will try to like circle in and open up or into an open side. Skirmishers will try to support, and then lone wolves they just kind of they don't really act within the group. They just kind of do their own things. They're a little bit of a wild card. Let's see. Oh, when enemies spawn, they'll spawn based on... They'll get a loadout, which means they'll have... and we can kind of see here... So you can kind of see here... And I don't know how well this translates, but here you can see arm shot, quick shot. These are the two different attacks that this character has. And he's a ranged piercing character. This other character is just a straight ranged piercing character, and he has a couple of different attacks as well. Some characters will spawn with a melee weapon and a ranged weapon. Other characters will spawn with one melee weapon or one ranged weapon, and some other characters will spawn with two melee weapons or two ranged weapons. So it'll have a little, and then you have a pool of abilities that match those different loadouts, and then there's also natural weapons like claws and teeth and stuff like that. So all of those things will end up kind of spicing everything up or procedurally, causing some randomization and just evolving the gameplay. The main thing is I'm trying to build an emergent system to where every enemy group feels unique, at least a little bit, and I plan on getting pretty heavily into the player being able to pay attention to these enemies and seeing what weapons they're carrying and stuff. So that way they're kind of strategizing as they are watching these enemies come after them and facing them on the battlefield. So let's see. So I talked with you guys about the ranged attacks that are coming, the wind up and everything, and the only one that we can really see attacking right now is this guy. So you can see they're playing off of each other and circling and trying to stay out of range. You can see he was kind of winding up with that dot, so that way a projectile attack is coming. See the positional damage. Oh, the juice, yes. So I came up with a juice tier system, and how it works is there's tiers 1 through 5. Basic attack like these are just basic attacks. You can kind of see how the screen pauses briefly, and then you get like a light attack sound. That would be a tier 1 juice, or a juice tier 1, meaning that it's just basic attack juice. If that basic attack crit on me, then you would see a juice tier 2 or tier 3 depending on the severity of the crit, and then a heavy attack would be just a straight up juice tier 2 heavy attack with positional damage. Like I said, the flanking at 180 degrees would be a juice, bump it up from a juice 2 or a juice tier 2 to a juice tier 3 or 4. And then if you crit while you're in position or getting a positional bonus and you hit with a heavy attack, you'd be like juice tier 4 or 5. And the whole point, and each one of the weapon types, so you got piercing, slashing, and blunt, each one of those will have its own kind of sound effects, and along with its own juice tier sound effects, so that way you know kind of instinctively what you're getting hit with, so you know which combat stance you should be using, and also you'll hear it, so that way you'll know, like, oh crap, I gotta get out of I got to get out of stability and I got to get to cadence, so that way I can dodge around everywhere. Or I need to be in focus mode, so that way I can parry some stuff. So come here, guy. Let me parry something. Shoot me. Yeah. See, I parried. That was great. So anyway, all of these things will. The whole point is that the players should pay attention to every character that's on the screen and know what's coming. Well, at least hopefully. I also added some basic sound effects, like weapon attacks and sounds and stuff like that. The volume is way out of whack. They're all free stuff, so I'm just trying to get them for now. And otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much everything for how these guys are going, for how the development is going so far. Here's another pod. Oh, you can see the green guy right here. He's actually affiliated with the Verdant Elemental, so he's going to be weak to fire. So you saw the 25 damage there. He took more damage than the other guys. Oh, and oh, that's a dark. So the purple guy is also a dark, and he's also weak to fire as well. So, but anyway, that's kind of where we're at. That's how it's going. I'm getting really close. I'm aiming to actually have a first playable to start sending out to people and getting feedback on. So I'm focusing on tightening up the gameplay, the juice, making the game feel good and get it fun. And hopefully I'll be able to ship a prototype to people to try and play and provide feedback and everything here by August at the earliest, and by the end of August, hopefully at the latest. But, you know, I'm just doing this part-time, so I'll just try to get as much done as I can. So, but I want it to be good. And I also I don't want to bore anybody or anything. I'd really like to I need to get feedback. I need help as far as, you know, how I should direct this or guide this work and everything. So I'd really love to hear from people. But for right now, it's, you know, just doing the best that I can with it. So, but otherwise, thank you all very much. I hope that this was fun and exciting for you, and that you enjoyed the progress I'm making so far. And yeah. Otherwise, I hope that you have yourself a very beautiful day, and happy Independence Day to all of my fellow Americans out there. Thank you.